Well, hello there, Chad Weber here from Mortgage Marketing Hacks, and today we're going to talk about some awesome online marketing strategies that will help you to capture leads like crazy. How many of us are looking for more leads? How many of you have all the leads you could ever want versus how many of you would like to have more leads coming in every single day of the week? Well, the answer to that question is very obvious, but the way to go about making that a reality is not so obvious. Now, in the past couple of weeks, I've been getting a lot of questions and a lot of emails due to a series of webinars and videos that I put out there. One of them where I interviewed a loan officer that went from closing 3 loans over an 8 to 9 month period to closing 5 to 7 deals a month, and making this transformation in less than 30 days. So naturally, everybody wants to know, how do you do it? Next, I've been showing some screenshots of some online lead generation, specifically purchase lead generation strategies where we've been capturing hundreds of leads every month. Yes, you heard that right, hundreds. And again, naturally the question is, how do you make that a reality? And then finally, last week, I was giving away a free lead capture page. You could download that if you haven't already at mortgagemarketinghacks.com. And naturally, when given a tool like this, the question is, how do I use this to capture leads? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to show you some very important considerations and strategies. And in fact, we're going to turn this into a series. If you look down on this video player page to the right, you're going to see that I'm going to release these strategies in a step-by-step fashion. So over the course of several videos, we're going to answer this question and even give you some live demonstrations on how to make this a reality. So are you ready to start capturing leads like crazy? Let's go. So the first step in capturing more leads is that we need to have a plan. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there, even myself included in the past, that we like to think that we can just fly by the seat of our pants and make things happen because we're just that good. Unfortunately, being that good just doesn't cut it in this market, guys. You got to have a plan, and I don't mean a plan inside your head. I don't mean a general idea of what to do. I mean you need to know exactly what you're going to do, and then you need to have clear execution on that plan. In other words, you need to know exactly how you're going to do what you need to do. See how that works? The two feed on each other. You need to have the plan of the steps, and then you need to have the execution of the plan and a plan for that execution. And when you put those together, they complement each other, and that's when you start to see that turbo boost to your lead generation activities. But unfortunately, most loan officers never get to the clear plan stage of taking action. And that's why so many loan officers struggle with the concept of lead generation. They know overall, generally what they need to be doing, but they don't know how to do it. Next, in addition to the first two, we need to have specificity to our marketing. If you've been on my webinars, I'm repeatedly asking this question. You've probably heard me ask it a million times on my webinars. Who is your target? Who are you marketing to? And the answer, 90 to 95% of the time, is anyone that needs a loan. And I cringe every single time I hear that answer, because that tells me that is somebody who has completely missed this step of their marketing strategy or their marketing fundamentals. They haven't built this base or foundation to their marketing yet. They don't know who specifically they're marketing to. And when we're that broad in that general in marketing scope, we're simply not going to get the results that we could be getting. Can you name one other successful company that takes that approach to, oh, just anybody? Not one. All companies, all successful companies have a specific target in mind. How can we aim our strategy appropriately if we don't know who we're marketing to? Regardless of how general in scope our industry may seem, we already know that there's various niches and then sub-niches. Everything from VA loans to FHA loans to debt consolidation to reverse mortgages to DPA assistance to those who need credit help to luxury homes, move-up buyers, young buyers, etc., etc., etc. But until you've taken the time to get specific with your targeting, you're going to miss the mark. See these two arrows down here? This is what's happening. you want to be up here. Okay, so again, this is not a suggestion, guys. Clear plan, clear execution, specific targeting. If you could take the time to build that foundation, then you're ready to move on. Now, obviously, in a training series about using the web, online marketing strategies, we're going to be talking about websites and web pages. And I'm here to tell you today, guys, that regular web pages and websites stink. They absolutely stink when it comes to conversion, when it comes to lead capture. Yes, they're necessary. I'm not bagging on websites and saying, hey, you don't need a website, because you do. In today's marketplace, if you don't have a website, you've got a problem. We need that for legitimacy. We need that for people to check us out. We need that for SEO purposes. And the list goes on and on what we need websites for. But we want to make sure that we're using our web pages for their intended purpose. And their intended purpose isn't for laser-focused lead generation. Yes, you might be capturing a couple leads or even a fairly decent amount of leads throughout the year with your web page. But compared to what you could be doing with the appropriately structured page, well, it stinks. Okay, so here's why regular web pages stink when we're talking about laser focused lead generation. Number one, they are static. They're not dynamic. They're not ever changing for the specific campaign that you're running for the week, because we should be running multiple campaigns targeting multiple segments of the population throughout the month if you want to be capturing leads like crazy. Okay, number two, they're not specific enough. A web page is meant to be more of a, think of it as an online brochure or a flyer. Okay, it's there to show you're real, it's there to show you're legitimate, it's there to provide credibility via testimonials and descriptions of your products and services, and for overall research about who you are and how to get in touch and all that fun stuff, and maybe even host a blog, which is awesome, which we need. But it's not specific, or at least not the way most loan officers use it. There's a way to make it specific. Next, there's no sense of urgency. If you want people to give you their information, there needs to be a reason why they need to take action ASAP. A sense of urgency is very important in getting people to give up their information. And finally, the typical web page, and if you don't believe me on this, you can go check it out yourself, but the typical web page tends to blend in with everybody else's. If you go to Google and just type out mortgage loans, mortgage home loans, and you just start looking at all these loan officers' websites, what you'll find is that after you've looked at 3 or 4, you've practically looked at them all. Sure, they may have different colors and different images and different descriptions of their company, but other than that, they kind of blend in, don't they? Okay, that stinks. When it comes to lead capture and conversion, that stinks. That's not what we're after. So what are we after? How do we make crazy lead generation a reality? Well, I want to welcome you to something that I like to call online marketing flexibility. Okay, we're talking about landing pages, lead capture pages here, guys, and there's very specific elements that are needed for a landing page. So what is a landing page? Well, a landing page is a very specific page that you've set up specifically for your prospects to land on via a marketing vehicle, a means of driving traffic. So let's say that I'm running Google AdWords, for example. Let's just use this as our example. And I'm putting an ad out there, and when people click on it, I want them to go somewhere. Where are they going to go? Ideally, they're going to go to a quote-unquote landing page, because that landing page is designed specifically for that one particular ad. So let's go back to the Google AdWords analogy again. Let's say that I have 4 different ads that I'm going to run for the month. Okay, ad A is going to have a specific landing page destination. Ad B is going to have a completely different landing page destination. Or ad C is going to have yet another landing page specific to that campaign, and so forth. In other words, each landing page has a specific message that speaks to the specific ad or whatever the person clicked on to get there. And that's why the conversion is so darn high, is because this is the ultimate in specificity. So I took a snapshot of this great image provided by Internet Marketing Glue that shows the most important factors of a landing page. And as you're going to see, these extremely important factors that drive your conversion fly in the face of what a traditional website looks like and what a traditional website does. If you take a look at these elements here, you'll see that sending someone to your home page on your website just isn't going to cut it. It's not going to live up to the requirement here, because again, a general website is too broad in scope. It serves its purpose and purpose very well. But when we're driving traffic from specific marketing campaigns, and I don't care what kind of marketing campaign we're talking about here, guys, it could be Craigslist. You're driving traffic from Craigslist. It could be YouTube. You're driving traffic from videos. It could be from SEO. You're driving traffic through SEO. It could be through PPC, such as Google AdWords, Yahoo, and Bing. Paid traffic, CPV. There's lots of ways to drive traffic online. It doesn't matter what you're using to drive that traffic. You need to have these important elements active in your website, and if you want to capture leads like crazy, just as the namesake of today's training, okay? So I'm sure we all get the point now. Let's keep going. Now here's a visual example of what I was just describing, and I call this superior results through superior segmenting. And as you can see, I'm giving some examples over here on the left-hand side of the screen. Remember, we talked about specificity. So let's say that I'm running 3 different campaigns. And I'm doing a general purchase, I'm doing a first-time homebuyer program, and I'm targeting VA loans. Okay, so just general purchase is going to send them over to a specific landing page that was designed just for my general purchase. First-time homebuyers campaign is going to drive them specifically to a landing page designed for first-time homebuyers, and the same with the VA loans. So through proper targeting, specificity, and segmenting, we can keep our conversion rates extraordinarily high. And we call this the pancake rule. You might have heard this before, and that's if somebody sees an ad that says, hey, go here for a special breakfast offer at this restaurant for pancakes, and you click on that ad and you see hamburgers, are you going to stick around? No. Now, they may have the best hamburgers in town, but you did not click to go there for hamburgers. You clicked because you expected some tasty pancakes and a special offer on pancakes. And the same thing is happening with us with our websites, that when individuals are searching for very specific information, they need to be able to access that information with a single click. If they have to hunt around on your website to get that information, you're going to lose 70 to 80% of your traffic. Let's repeat that. You're going to lose 70 to 80% of your traffic. And that's why I keep hammering this point, specificity, over and over and over again. So we've talked about the things that we shouldn't be doing. Let's talk about the things that we should be doing. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I'm collecting leads. And what I would like to do here is demonstrate. Let's take a look at some recent campaigns that I've been running here, and I want you to see what's possible with proper segmentation of our campaigns and proper lead capture strategies. Take a look at the timestamps on this lead capture page. This is a single landing page, guys. Just in the past week, we had one day where we captured over 27 leads in a single day. And you can see these time and date stamps here that support this. Now, to further drive this home, watch this. This is the conversion rate I'm getting with a very specific approach in my targeting. It took 563 visitors, but those 563 visitors turned into 236 leads actually captured. That's a 41.9% conversion rate. When I first started the campaign, just to illustrate my point, I put the exact same word-for-word ad campaign out there, but drove them to a more general page on my home page. Now, I'm still capturing leads, there's no doubt about that, but check it out. 231 visitors translated into only 33 leads captured. A 14.3% conversion rate versus a 41.9% conversion rate. The exact same message, the exact same ad, they clicked on the exact same thing, the exact same image in that ad. The only difference was they ended up on a more general page versus, boom, the 41.9% conversion. This is a landing page that was set up specifically for this campaign. So do you see how people getting confused or finding it difficult to get the information that they expected to get can have a severe impact on your conversion rates? Which of these conversion rates do you like better? No brainer, isn't it? So going back to our slides, how did I capture so many leads? Well, first of all, what we need to pay very close attention to is what the concerns are of your market. We need to tap into their concerns. What are their questions? What's eating at them? What's driving them to seek out more information, making them want to click to end up on your website or landing page to begin with? Well, there's got to be some concerns there. And in in the purchase market, those concerns range everything from how much money am I going to have to pull out of pocket for a down payment? Can I actually get into a home for just maybe 10% instead of 20 or 5% or 2.5% or even zero down? If so, is there a catch? Is there another shoe that's going to drop? Is it a big deal that I had a missed payment on my credit card recently? What's my credit look like? Is it going to impact my interest rate? What is the interest rate going to be? How much home can I actually qualify for? What's that monthly payment going to be? What are my closing costs going to be? And how do I make sure I'm not going to get ripped off, because they've heard a lot of negative information in the past 5 to 7 years about mortgage lending? These are all very real concerns. So we need to tap into their concerns. And next, we need to actually give them a reason to give you their information. How many times have we seen websites that'll put just a little form over to the right-hand corner of their web page, almost as if it's just a suggestion? Oh, well, oh, by the way, if you want to, you can give me your name and email, but it's only if you want to. It's almost like a real passive lead capture form. And I hate that, because we need to be aggressive on our web pages, giving them a solid reason to give you their information. And I constantly reach resistance when I use the word aggressive lead capture. Oh, well, I don't want to offend people, or it might upset them. Who cares? If they are upset that you're giving them a reason to give them your information, here's a newsflash: they weren't a good lead to begin with. They weren't going to be a good customer or prospect for you to begin with. If they're really that thin-skinned, is that the type of customer you want to attract? There's so much business online, guys. We can afford to be picky. We can cherry pick the people who aren't going to be offended by a simple lead capture form. Imagine the nightmare of processing a loan for somebody like that. So we need to get more aggressive by giving them reasons. Here is why you need to request this booklet, or this download, or this video, or e-guide, or email mini course, or come in here to have your credit pulled and analyzed, etc. Let's get more aggressive and give them a reason to give you their information. And our offer needs to be crystal clear. If you got to stop and think about it, then we're not clear enough. We need to insert some engagement factors into our marketing here as well. Make it more interactive. And let me give you an example here. Now here's a look at the lead capture page that I was giving away free last week. And again, guys, if you have not downloaded this page yet, you can download it at mortgagemarketinghacks.com. I'm going to reiterate that I was giving this page away for free, and you can still get it for free for anyone that goes to mortgagemarketinghacks.com and signs up for the $2 trial. It's for $2. You get 2 weeks of a trial to mortgagemarketinghacks.com, which is a great tool. And it's so great that I'm willing to bribe you to use it for just $2, guys. And in exchange, this page that we normally sell for anywhere from $50 all the way up to $97, you're going to get this for free. And it's already built just like this once you upload it. So what I'm going to show you here is an example of a good engagement factor. And this right here, take a look. See how I can click on this Google map here? This is an inserted Google map. And yes, your lending location can be in here as well. And what happens is I can actually click here and go straight to Google Maps and read reviews, get driving directions, get phone number and contact information, details about the company, and so forth. This is an interactive element, and this is what engages website visitors, specifically landing page visitors, to a deeper level. Once you've gotten them to start clicking and reading and checking you out, you're on the right track. That's the path you want them to go down. You don't want them to feel bored with your page and ignore your message. You want them to be drawn in and sucked in and engaged by it. And that's what this interactive element helps accomplish here. And it may seem like such a small detail, but believe me, folks, it's those small details that make the huge differences in conversion rates. So again, I can read reviews, I can get driving directions, I can view the street you're on, I can click on pictures, read more about your company, get phone number, all sorts of things, and it's all built right here into your landing page itself. Okay, same thing with these social media icons. I can engage with these by clicking and reading your profile on LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google+. Subscribe to your website via an RSS feed. Very powerful. Again, an engagement medium. I have images here that pop up when clicked on. Now you can insert text into these images or short messages about mortgage loans and financing and their options and all that fun stuff. I just put just plain images in here as an example, but you can insert whatever you like into here. Again, that is an engagement element, and these are very important in your landing page. And then finally, we need to make it easy for them to get more information. It's as simple as that. It needs to be easy. It can't be hard. Let's not make them jump through hoops. It's got to be easy, and that's why we use a landing page, a lead capture page, instead of a traditional website, because the message is right there. It's short, concise, and nothing there to distract them. Let's make it simple. But it doesn't just stop with the lead capture, folks. We need to have an entire marketing plan set up. We need to have a full-blown marketing plan set up, and a marketing plan consists of a funnel of follow-up. Take a look at this. 2%, only 2% of sales are made on the first contact, only 3% are made on the second contact, 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth, and 80% of all sales made are made only after 5 to 12 contacts have been made. So we can contrast this with the statistics that 48%, so darn near half of all salespeople, this includes loan officers, never even follow up with a prospect. They just make a snap judgment call. Oh, it's a crappy lead because insert excuse here. Judgment call without even bothering to follow up. 25%, only 25% of salespeople bother making a second contact or follow up. But then they stop there, so only 2 contacts. So right there, you have nearly 3/4 of all loan officers that stop right here, which means that they're only accessing about 5% of the potential market that they could be, that's available. 3/4 of the market. Now that should make you feel warm and fuzzy about your chances and your prospects of reaching your goals if you're following up more than that. And only 12%, just a teeny tiny 12% of loan officers, aka salespeople, are making more than 3 contacts. Only 12%. Now this is coming from the DMA, so feel free to go check these stats out yourself firsthand. Direct Marketing Association, DMA. These are official stats. 12% of folks are following up more than 3 times. That's it. Now what does this have to do with your landing pages and capturing leads like crazy? Well, what good is a lead? What good is capturing all those leads if you don't have a sales funnel? Because the sales funnel is what nurtures your lead and turns it from a prospect into an actual loan in your pipeline. And we all want a full pipeline, right? So we need some means of taking that lead and turning them into, and oh, by the way, I might be interested, into, hey, this is awesome. I need to use you as my loan officer. Here's my details. Let's go ahead and make an application for me. What I'd like to do is give you just kind of a little brief sneak peek at my own follow-up funnel or strategy, just to give you an idea of how specific we should be, we need to be with our prospects. Take a look at this. Now let's take a look at this. I have multiple means of entering into my sales funnel, and I have complete control over that by clicking right here. And in my software, I'm telling my system what actions tell me that this person is a good prospect and should end up in my sales funnel. They could subscribe to a lead capture form. They can just open or read an email. I know when they've opened or read that email, and thus it drops them into my funnel. If they click on a link, land on a certain page on my website, that will enter them into a funnel. They forward my email, they reply to my email, and all sorts of other factors here. But as you can see, I get so specific in that I have specific wait periods where they're getting nothing from me, and then boom, on day number 2 they're getting this. Boom, on day number 4 they're getting that. Day number 9 they're getting this, and so forth. And down here I'm entering in conditional data that where I'm adding what's called a logic step, and this is behavior-based targeting and follow-up with my prospects, where I'm telling my system, my follow-up system, hey, you know what? Not everybody is the same. Our leads are not carbon copies of each other, right? There are certain actions that when they take those actions, it sends out a red flag saying, hey, this is a good lead. And there's certain negative actions, meaning if they're not opening my emails, they're not clicking on things, and this is probably a cold lead at this stage. So I'm telling my software, hey, if they do take this action, then put them in this funnel and send them these types of emails. If they don't take that action, then send them over here to another funnel that's designed specifically for leads that are starting to go cold, because I'm going to try to warm them up. That's how specific we should be with our follow-up. We should be rapidly following up and paying attention to these details, or at least have software that is doing it for us. And that's what I do to automate that process. Regardless of how you do it, though, just make sure you're doing it. And we're going to be talking in far more detail about these steps and how to make them a reality here very, very soon as we go along. If you scroll down on the page that you're on right now watching this video, scroll down and you're going to see we're going to be talking about 3 ways to get more borrowers to your lead pages. So in other words, how are you driving traffic? How do you get more people to click and go to your landing page to begin with? 6 words that get leads to sit up and pay attention. How do you get their attention? How do you get them to want to hear what you have to say? Well, there's some very powerful words and very powerful strategies to make this a reality that make them want to listen to you. And then finally, you're going to watch me create a follow-up campaign. I'm actually going to put something together here, so that way, as I'm capturing leads from my lead capture page, here's how I'm keeping them warm. So you're going to watch me do that. But the best way for you to get the most out of this is you need to be following along, guys. Here's that lead capture page that you could have set up here in less than 24 hours. Go to mortgagemarketinghacks.com and just pop your information in there. Do our 2-week $2 trial, and I'm going to give you this page for free. And you can follow along with me as I'm showing you how to make the most out of this lead capture page, so that you too can be capturing more leads like crazy. All right, guys, I'll see you in video number 2. Make sure that you're keeping your eyes on your email, because I'm going to be sending that out here very, very shortly. We got 3 more videos coming up here within the next 7 to 10 days. All right, guys, I'll see you in video number 2. Make it a great day. Let's go capture some leads.